Kristin Cavallari just went on her podcast and said what a lot of people have been thinking, that Kanye West isn't the same person anymore. But here's where it gets really wild. While everyone's talking about whether Kanye got replaced, nobody's looking at what happened to Blueface. And when you see these prison photos from July 2025, you're gonna understand why people are freaking out. Let me start with what Kristin said on October 15th, 2024. She went on her Let's Be Honest podcast and straight up said, "I think there are clones, and I think Kanye is a clone." She wasn't joking either. She told her co-host Justin Anderson to look at old photos of Kanye compared to now. According to her, it's not the same person. And she referenced something Kanye himself allegedly said, that if he ever disappeared and came back looking different, that wouldn't really be him. Now here's what's crazy. Kanye did disappear for a while. Remember after that whole Balenciaga situation in November 2022? The one where they had kids holding teddy bears in bondage gear? Kanye called them out, then suddenly went quiet. When he came back, people started noticing he looked different, taller, different facial features. Some people even said his tattoos were missing. The TikTok detective community went into overdrive. There's this video from October 11th, 2023 that got 6.3 million views. This girl breaks down every single detail. How Kanye's shoulders suddenly look like football pads, how he's always covering his face now. How his height seems different when you compare photos of him standing next to Kim Kardashian versus his new wife, Bianca Censori. She literally measured the height differences in the photos and said the math doesn't add up. But while everyone's been focused on Kanye, something even stranger happened with Blueface. The rapper got locked up in January 2024 for violating probation from a 2021 assault case at a North Hollywood lounge. Judge gave him 4 years at Lancaster State Prison after they found drug paraphernalia on him. That's when things got weird. When Blueface first went in, he was skinny. Like really skinny, the kind of build you'd expect from the guy who made Thosiana. But then in July 2025, he posted these photos from inside California State Prison. And people literally didn't recognize him. I'm not exaggerating. The Shade Room reposted the pictures and the comments section went insane. One person wrote, "Feel bad for his kids, they won't recognize him with all the tattoos in his face." Another said, "So he went in and turned his face into a coloring book?" Someone else commented, "His face looks like an etch and sketch." The transformation is actually shocking. Blueface went from being pole thin to looking like he's been hitting the weights for years. We're talking massive arms, broad shoulders, the whole thing. TMZ reported that he's become totally buff with a bunch of new tats and said you might need to do a double take because of his physical transformation. His mom, Carlissa Saffold, had to come out and defend him, saying, "I ain't never seen nobody on steroids put on that kind of weight and be that kind of zoned in." But here's the thing. How does someone bulk up that much that fast in prison? Sure, you got time to work out, but the food situation in California state prisons isn't exactly optimized for bodybuilding. His mom even said he barely getting some good food in there. So how'd he pack on all that muscle? And it's not just the muscles. His entire face is covered in new tattoos now. November 2024, footage came out showing him getting face tats on his cheeks and forehead while locked up. December 2024, he added Chrisean Rock's name near his jaw. By July 2025, his whole face was basically a canvas. Fresh ink across his forehead, both sides of his face, completely different from how he looked going in. The photos show him wearing white prison gear, blue pants, black latex gloves, and sunglasses. He's posing with other inmates, and in one picture he wrote, "This is not a 50-50 yard." Whatever that means, it sounds like he's trying to tell us something. Some people online think it's code, like he's trying to communicate that things aren't what they seem. Now here's where the Kanye connection gets interesting. Back in 2022, before all this happened, Kanye and Blueface were actually in the studio together working on Donda 2. They'd never collaborated before, but there they were, all smiles in the photos that were going around. Stephen Victor, who worked with Kanye at GOOD Music, called whatever they were making Kanye's new masterpiece. Think about that timing. Late 2022, Kanye and Blueface are in the studio together. Then Kanye has his Balenciaga moment, disappears, comes back different. Blueface goes to prison in early 2024, comes out looking like a whole different person by 2025, both of them going through these radical transformations within a couple years of working together. Then Kanye goes through his whole transformation thing. People start saying he's been replaced. Kristin Cavallari goes public with the clone theory. Even Candace Owens weighed in, writing, "I saw Kanye in Tokyo yesterday. It was really him." They didn't clone him, but they absolutely did try to MK Ultra drug him out of his mind, which is what they did to Britney Spears. They can absolutely give you a cocktail of drugs, which gives you various mental disorders. The Britney connection is interesting because people have been saying she's been acting different for years too. Remember all those Instagram videos where she's spinning around and people were saying she's sending coded messages? Candace is basically saying they use the same playbook. Drug them until they're not themselves anymore. Meanwhile, Blueface goes to prison and comes out looking like a completely different human being. The timing is wild when you think about it. Kanye allegedly warns people that if he disappears and comes back different, it's not him. Then both he and Blueface go through these dramatic physical changes that have people questioning everything. Let's talk about Kanye's teeth for a second, because this is another piece of the puzzle. In January 2024, right around when Blueface went to prison, Kanye shows up with titanium teeth. Not grills, actual titanium dental implants that reportedly cost $850,000. He claimed he had his real teeth removed, though his dentist, Dr. Thomas Connolly, later said that's not true and his real teeth are still under there. But why titanium? Why make your teeth look like the Terminator? Some people online were saying it's symbolic, that he's showing us he's been turned into a machine, that he's not human anymore. And get this, he supposedly stopped wearing them around November 2025, right when Blueface might be getting out of prison. The conspiracy theorists are having a field day with this. There's a whole rabbit hole about how titanium supposedly blocks certain frequencies or signals. I don't know if that's true, but the timing of when he got them and when he stopped wearing them is definitely suspicious. What makes this even crazier is that Kanye himself has fed into these theories. He once rapped, "Watch how they cloned me." Was he joking? Was he trying to tell us something? And why did he disappear after calling out Balenciaga, only to come back and actually walk for them later? That doesn't make sense unless you consider he might not be the same person. Let me tell you about something else that happened in 2025 that nobody's really talking about. Kanye released an album called Bully, or at least someone calling themselves Kanye did. The album cover originally had a swastika on it, which he posted on March 16, 2025, then quickly deleted. The final cover shows his son Saint West wearing titanium grills just like the ones Kanye had been wearing. Kanye said the title Bully was a reference to Saint, who he observed kicking another kid for being weak. Does that sound like something the old Kanye would say? The guy who made Jesus walks is now glorifying his kid bullying other kids? Then you've got Blueface's situation. His mom says he's been writing in prison, planning his next moves with help from a new girlfriend. She claims he's focused and motivated, not depressed like people think. But when you look at those photos, it's hard to believe that's the same person who went in. In August 2025, more photos came out. This time, Blueface is standing with two other inmates, and the size difference is insane. Remember, this is the guy who used to be skinnier than a pole, according to TMZ. Now he looks like he could play linebacker. His arms are massive, his shoulders are broad, and his entire frame is just different. The internet's been going crazy trying to figure this out. Some people think it's just prison changing him. You know, nothing to do but work out and get tatted up. His manager, Whack 100, called it social experimentation and said Blueface might be getting addicted to prison tattoos. But other people aren't buying it. One person on Instagram wrote, 1000% he was replaced and then walked for Balenciaga. Yay, no. We ain't that stupid. Another commented, people like Justin with his reaction are the exact reason they get away with cloning people. This isn't a conspiracy theory, it's in your face. Here's something that'll really mess with your head. There's actually a guy named Baron J who's been running around Hollywood impersonating Kanye. He's been getting into exclusive parties, getting upgraded to first class on flights, all because he looks like Ye. He told Vice magazine that he's been doing Kanye impersonator gigs since Through the Wire dropped because people always said they looked alike. Baron J said he walked into Delilah in West Hollywood for a Lakers player's birthday party. Wasn't even on the list. And security just let him in. Cameras started flashing. Even Chris Brown was confused and thought he was the real Kanye. This dude is out here living Kanye's life while people are questioning if the real Kanye is even the real Kanye. So now we've got the real Kanye who people think is fake, a fake Kanye who people think is real, and Blueface who doesn't even look like Blueface anymore. The whole situation is making people question what's really going on in Hollywood. Let's go deeper into the clone theory for a minute. This isn't new. The Paul is dead conspiracy started in 1969 with people saying Paul McCartney died in 1966 and the Beatles replaced him with a lookalike. There was the Avril Lavigne theory that started on a Brazilian blog in 2011, claiming she died in 2003 after her album Let Go came out and was replaced by someone named Melissa Vandella. But what's different now is we have social media. We can track these changes in real time. Every photo, every video, every appearance gets analyzed by millions of people immediately. And the technology exists now to make cloning at least theoretically possible, even if most scientists say we're not there yet for full human cloning. There's also the body double angle. Governments have been using body doubles for political figures forever. Saddam Hussein famously had multiple body doubles. Some people claim Putin uses them, so why is it crazy to think celebrities might use them too? Dr. Philip Ball, a science writer, told The Telegraph in 2023 that the rise in clone conspiracy theories feeds into our inherent narcissism. He thinks we want to believe we're important enough that there are these massive conspiracies happening around us. But what if it's not narcissism? What if people are just noticing things that don't add up? Back to Blueface. In March 2025, he gave an interview from prison to the Progress Report. He said, "We out here, we at Lancaster State Prison, Level 3 to be exact. Level 3 is medium to high security with armed guards and secure perimeters. These facilities house inmates who pose moderate to high risk. But here's what's weird. In that same interview, he sounded totally different. His speech patterns, his vocabulary, even his voice seemed off to people who've been following him for years." One fan commented, "That don't even sound like Blue no more." Blueface was supposed to get out in January 2026, but word is he might be getting released early. His mom's planning a welcome home party for November 29th, 2025. The question is, who's actually coming home? The Blueface who went in, or whoever this new person is in the photos? There's been speculation about early release due to time served and good behavior, but nobody's confirming anything officially. Fox 11 reported that his family's been posting cryptic messages on social media. His dad posted something with someone under covers in a bed, and his mom said, "Your dad threw them all off, didn't he? Like T." They're playing games with whether he's out or not. And speaking of November 2025, that's when Kanye supposedly stopped wearing those titanium grills. Right around the same time Blueface might be getting out. Coincidence? Maybe. But at this point, nothing would surprise me. You want to know something else weird? In 2023, there was a viral video of Kanye accusing Cardi B of being planted by the Illuminati to replace Nicki Minaj. He said she doesn't write her raps, she's just there to sound as ignorant as possible, and she literally replaced Nicki Minaj purposely. So Kanye's out here talking about other people being replaced while people are saying he's been replaced. Makes you think. The most unsettling thing about all this is how normalized it's become. We're just accepting that celebrities can disappear, come back looking completely different, and we're supposed to act like nothing happened. Kristin Cavallari said the people who speak out about this stuff get killed. She told her podcast co-host, "You literally will get killed. I believe this with every ounce of my body." She added, "The people who are gonna come out and say something get killed." And when her co-host Justin Anderson pushed back, asking how they could keep swapping people with clones secret, she doubled down. She wasn't playing around. Think about all the celebrities who've had dramatic transformations in the last few years. Gucci Mane came out of prison in 2016 looking completely different. Lost weight, new accent, new personality. Fans immediately started saying he'd been cloned. He even played into it, claiming on Snapchat that he could neither confirm nor deny the allegations and appearing with clones of himself in his music video. Then there's Jamie Foxx. Remember when he had that medical emergency in April 2023? Disappeared for months, his daughter wouldn't say what happened, and when he finally came back, people said he looked gaunt and pale. The conspiracy theorists went wild, saying he'd been replaced. He had to come out at a Critics' Choice Association event in December and literally say, "I'm not a clone." Whether you believe in clones or not, you can't deny something strange is happening. These aren't just weight fluctuations or new haircuts. We're talking about fundamental changes to how these people look and act. Blueface went from skinny to swole in months. Kanye went from one height to another, according to some people comparing photos of him with Kim versus him with his new wife, Bianca. The Washington Post even wrote an article in December 2024 called "The Pain of Giving Up on Ye," talking about how the visionary once known as Kanye West predicted pop's future, but now he's not even part of it. They're basically saying the old Kanye is gone. Whether that's metaphorical or literal, I'll let you decide.